Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 8 signs Teresa Giudice won't return for the Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 15. After a turbulent 14th season of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, there are signs Teresa Giudice will not return for Season 15. As an original housewife on the series, Teresa is a fixture of the New Jersey-based Real Housewives franchise. During the Ronjay Season 3, her sister-in-law and brother, Melissa and Joe Gorga, officially joined the cast, bringing their issues to light. Over the years, their relationship as a family has gone through many ups and downs. However, Teresa and Melissa's feud bubbled over during Ronjay Season 13, ahead of her wedding to Luis Roulis. They hit a breaking point when Jennifer Aydin told newbie Danielle Cabral a rumor about Melissa cheating on Joe, and Danielle brought the allegations up on camera. Melissa and Joe had already addressed speculation about their marriage with Teresa and Louis behind the scenes and felt like the moment was orchestrated for the show, and they didn't show up for their wedding. After Ronjay Season 13, Teresa and Melissa's families seemingly cut ties and stopped all communication, which left Ronjay Season 14 disjointed. With a shake-up on the way, there are hints Teresa and other cast members may not return for Ronjay Season 15. After appearing in 14 straight seasons of Ronjay, Teresa hasn't gotten along with all her co-stars. Her most notable feud lies with her sister-in-law, Melissa, and, in return, her brother, Joe. Aside from Melissa and Joe, Teresa hadn't seen eye to eye with Margaret Josephs for a few seasons. During Ronjay Season 12, an odd video of Louis surfaced on social media, and Margaret asked her if they were going to address it along with many accusations against her future husband. However, Teresa grew resentful of her co-star and resented her for bringing the topic to the show. Despite agreeing to put their beef aside, Teresa and Margaret haven't been able to rebuild a friendship. She had a rough time with newbie Rachel Fuda throughout Ronjay Season 14 after she and her husband, John Fuda, alleged Louis hired a private investigator to dig up information on their pasts. The season started with the women arguing back and forth, and they couldn't put their issues aside. Teresa doesn't have a bond with Melissa, Margaret, or Rachel, which has directly impacted her friendships with Danielle and friend of, Jen Fessler. After much backlash about Ronjay Season 14 from viewers, Bravo executive Andy Cohen made a shocking revelation about Ronjay's future in a July episode of his show, Andy Cohen Live. When speaking with a caller who admitted they were unhappy with the season, he told them they were in the process of making big changes to the show. However, the fan wasn't satisfied with his admission, and Andy cut them off and stated, "We are rebooting the show. We're gonna reboot it, we're gonna do something different." Neither Bravo nor Andy has confirmed that Ronjay will be receiving a complete reboot similar to the Real Housewives of New York City after its unfortunate 13th season, though he did say he was riffing during the call with the fan. After a slew of controversies among the cast members and many original women exiting the Roni series, the network fired the women of Season 13 and opted for a fresh start with a brand new batch of women for Roni Season 14. The show was met with a positive reaction, indicating Bravo could successfully reboot stale franchises like Ronjay when the correct opportunity presents itself, which may be with Season 15. Many fans have called out for Teresa to be let go from Ronjay due to her husband's actions. There have been many allegations against Louis, including in his past personal and business relationships. However, most viewers believe the show turned down a dark path when he joined the cast. Part of the cast alleged he contacted Bo Dietl, a well-known PI, to investigate Teresa's cast members, which he partly admitted on the show when telling Jennifer Aydin and Dolores Catania that Bo brought me information on each person in this group in Ronjay Season 13. He later redacted his statement, though Rachel and John accused him of contacting John's ex-wife in prison. If Ron J is rebooted, it won't be entirely because of Louis. However, since a video of him professing his love for an ex at a warrior camp went viral while they were filming Ron J Season 12, the show has taken an odd turn. Teresa has defended her husband to great lengths, which is understandable, though it may have ruined the New Jersey-based series as it once was. Teresa is one of the most popular reality TV stars from the last couple decades. She is regarded as one of the most memorable Real Housewives for her iconic table-flipping moment. Her presence in the Bravo universe has awarded her a number of opportunities outside Ron J. Teresa joined the Dancing with the Stars Season 31 cast in 2022 and will be featured on House of Villains Season 2. As she continues to star in other projects, her status as a reality TV star will only grow brighter, hinting that she doesn't need to be a real housewife to stay relevant. House of Villains has yet to premiere, but here's hoping Teresa has staying power on the show. Teresa is known as the biggest villain on Ron J, so there is a chance she can make it to the end of House of Villains Season 2. Despite living most of her life in New Jersey, Teresa admitted she'd like to live somewhere else once her younger daughter, Adriana, finishes high school. In an interview with Bravo TV in July, the housewife said she and her husband were in the process of looking at properties. Teresa revealed she wants to move to the warm weather, citing Florida as a potential option because Adriana has her heart set on attending the University of Miami. If Teresa potentially purchased a home in Miami, there'd be room for her to appear on The Real Housewives of Miami. She's close friends with Miami housewife Alexia Nepola, and if she was spending part of her time living there, she'd be likely to at least make a cameo on the show. However, if Teresa wanted to join as a full-time housewife, Bravo would likely jump at the opportunity to add her to the cast. There have been many Ron J cast members who didn't enjoy their time working with Teresa. Melissa is the most recent alum to have spoken out in support of a cast shakeup for Ron J Season 15 in an interview with Entertainment Tonight in July. She said she fully agrees with the network that changes need to be made heading into a potential new season. Melissa added that things have gotten really toxic and there's 2 of my cast members that have played really dirty behind the scenes and it's coming out. Melissa's statement referred to Jennifer and Teresa allegedly communicating with bloggers to share advanced screenings and dishing confidential information about the show. Nonetheless, there's a chance Teresa will stay and Melissa will leave. Fans do love Teresa despite her being toxic on the show. It's really up to Teresa at this point. Unfortunately, Teresa's relationship with Melissa and Joe will likely never be salvaged. The family had problems long before they came face to face in Ron J Season 3. After they joined the show, Teresa felt somewhat slighted and said they tried to join the cast behind her back. It's unclear what happened between the Gorga and Giudice family before they began reality TV. However, as the years progressed, they continued to grow further and further apart. Teresa and Melissa attempted to be cordial for the sake of their families, but that all came crashing down in Ron J Season 13, and it would take a lot for them to be on speaking terms. Teresa's husband may end up being the reason she doesn't return to Ron J. The New Jersey-based Real Housewives franchise is notorious for including the husbands in the mix of the drama. However, fans feel that Louis has thrown himself into the conflict a bit too much. There's no doubt that Ron J has become one of the most toxic shows on Bravo in 2024. Whether the allegations against Louis are true, he's proven to be a pot stirrer on the series, going as far to say he hopes Margaret and her family and her son suffers the way I suffered. His comment about Margaret's son suffering may have been the nail in the coffin against Teresa. Instead of admitting her husband was in the wrong, she backed him up against the other women on the show while he made a public apology after receiving much backlash for his comments. Ron J needs to reduce the husband's involvement in the show, and that should start with Louis not being featured in Ron J's season 15. While the future of the Real Housewives of New Jersey is nowhere near confirmation, there are signs Teresa may not return to the show. The original Ron J cast member has built a career for herself outside the series and would be fine without it. However, Teresa's husband, Louis, also may have a hand in her exit from the franchise. As fans eagerly anticipate the next chapter of The Real Housewives of New Jersey Ron J, many are speculating about the potential cast lineup for the upcoming season. While the show has become a staple in reality television, one of the biggest questions swirling around is whether Teresa Giudice, the iconic star of the series, will return for season 15. Teresa has been the face of Ron J for over a decade, but there are growing signs that she might not be coming back. Here are 8 compelling reasons why we might be seeing the last of Teresa Giudice on Ron J. 1. Her contract negotiations are looking rocky. Rumors have circulated for months that Teresa's contract negotiations with Bravo have not been going as smoothly as expected. The network has a long history of contract disputes with its stars, and in recent years, the show has seen cast changes that suggest Bravo is willing to shake things up. Teresa, having already received a significant salary in the past, may be pushing for a larger paycheck, but Bravo could be re-evaluating how much they're willing to offer, especially given that her presence alone is no longer enough to drive the show's viewership. 2. She's been growing tired of the drama. Teresa has always been at the center of the drama on Ron J, but in recent seasons, she has seemed less engaged and more fatigued by the constant feuds. Between family battles, public scrutiny, and emotional breakdowns, it's not surprising that the reality star is beginning to show signs of burnout. Fans have noticed her frustration with the repetitive nature of the show's storylines, and it's clear that her patience for the manufactured drama might be waning. If Teresa feels like the show has become more toxic than entertaining, it may prompt her to walk away from Ron J altogether. 3. She's focusing more on her family life. Since Teresa's marriage to Joe Giudice ended and she remarried Luis Ruelas, her family life seems to have become a top priority. She has made several comments about wanting to live a more private life and focus on her children and husband, especially as they settle into their new blended family. In recent seasons, Teresa's personal life has been in the spotlight, but it's possible that she no longer wants her every move filmed for public consumption. Her desire to protect her family and maintain some sense of normalcy could mean she steps away from Ron J to prioritize those bonds. 4. The show is changing its tone. Ron J has evolved considerably over the years, with shifts in the type of drama and the approach to the storytelling. Teresa, who has long been the fiery, unapologetic personality, may no longer fit the mold Bravo is aiming for in the newer seasons. The show's focus has become more on interpersonal relationships, with some fans feeling the tension between family members, like Teresa and her brother Joe Gorga, is growing stale. As Bravo continues to refine the show's tone and direction, Teresa's brand of drama might no longer align with the network's vision for season 15. 5. She's had less screen time recently. In recent seasons, viewers have noticed a significant decrease in Teresa's screen time. While she was once the undeniable star of the show, her presence has seemed diminished in comparison to earlier seasons. The producers might be focusing more on other cast members or introducing new faces to the group, which could be signaling Teresa's decreasing role in the series. A reduction in her screen time could point to the possibility that Bravo is preparing for a transition, either phasing her out or replacing her with fresh talent. 6. She's entering new business ventures. Teresa has been expanding her horizons outside of the Ron J world, with a growing portfolio of business ventures. From launching cookbooks to creating a lifestyle brand, Teresa is building an empire beyond reality TV. She has also been active in her fitness business, collaborating with her husband Luis on various projects. As her business ventures grow, she may feel that she no longer needs to rely on the show for financial security or career advancement. This newfound focus on entrepreneurship could lead her to bow out of the show to focus more on her entrepreneurial aspirations. 7. Public backlash and criticism. Over the years, Teresa has faced her fair share of public backlash. Whether it's from fans, the press, or her fellow cast members, she's become a polarizing figure in the Ranjay universe. While some viewers admire her unapologetic nature, others criticize her for her behavior, especially in recent seasons. Teresa has been the subject of a number of controversies, and this negative attention could begin to take its toll. If she feels the weight of the public's judgment is too overwhelming, she may decide to leave the show in order to regain control of her narrative. 8. Her relationship with the cast is deteriorating. The dynamics between Teresa and the other housewives have been in constant flux. While she once had tight relationships with the likes of Melissa Gorga, Jacqueline Lorita, and Dina Manzo, her friendships with many of the cast members have deteriorated. The constant feuds with her brother Joe, his wife Melissa, and other castmates have left fans wondering how much longer the drama can last. It's possible that Teresa feels alienated or unsupported by the other women, and if her relationships with the cast continue to sour, she might decide that her time on Ranjay has come to an end. Conclusion. While Teresa Giudice's place on Ranjay has been a defining part of her career, it's becoming increasingly clear that her time on the show may be nearing its end. Between contract negotiations, a changing show format, her shifting priorities in life, and the constant drama that surrounds her, Teresa may decide that she no longer wants to continue as a full-time housewife. Fans can only wait and see whether Teresa will make the decision to leave Ranjay for good, or if Bravo has something in mind to bring her back for yet another season. Either way, her potential departure would mark the end of an era in the world of the Real Housewives of New Jersey.